Everyone, welcome to another episode of The
Stone
Stone
Genius.
Genius. My name's Ro. I'm the Stone Genius. You know me. I'm often stone. I'm always a genius.
Oh, that's right. Damn it.
I keep forgetting that's where I gotta pick up. I should look at the little clocky thing. Timer. I should look at the timer. Welcome to the show. I already said that, but I didn't really say that because now it's recorded. So I hit a button and bleep, there it is. Thought you knew. Ooh, can I say that? I don't know. Welcome to the show. This is called the I'm Thankful, I'm Grateful, Thanks for Being You show. No, actually, that last part has nothing This has nothing to do with you. Maybe some of you, but definitely not all of you. So first of all, this show will come out the day after Father's Day. I'm pretty sure that Father's Day is an international holiday. I don't know where they would convene to discuss such matters, like what holidays are considered international, what holidays would be considered, like Grandparents' Day. Is that international, or is that just another money grab for the United States capitalism? I don't know. Hold on. Yeah, don't know. Let's see. So, Father's Day was going to be yesterday. So if you're listening to this the day it came out, hold on, I got something for that. Not to the creepy part, because we don't like the, we're going creepy. I'm going to let it go. Enjoy. Yeah, get you some. That I need to record as a sound. Now, I am dismayed that I did not have the soundboard on earlier. I have been talking about doing some sort of sound, a pre-recorded laugh track. Some of you, I'm sure, just add your own, but maybe some of my jokes, maybe some of my statements, some of the shenanigans that go on here, maybe some of those require their own button that would be laughter. It would almost indicate that it is okay for you, the individual listening to this, wherever you're listening to this, and whenever you're listening to this, that it's okay to laugh. You'll hear that, ha ha, and you'll go, they're right. Whatever, the people that I just heard, they're right, I should laugh. So I was watching so I can't describe the video, the reel that I was watching, because if I do, it will this is literally something visual. Like, I could describe it to a million blind people and I'm getting kicked in the nuts if I had to explain it to them, because it's set to music. But if I explain the dance routine going on, I can't explain the dance routine. The dance routine was actually very well choreographed. I will say that. Not creepy choreographed, so we'll cut it off there. But it was choreographed enough that let's just say we were well into the dance routine before I realized something was missing. Once again, you're gonna have to find it on your own. And if you're asking, hey, Ro, hey, Mr. TSG, the Stone Genius, if we may beg your pardon, what words would we use to Google this reel or video? Can't say. Actually don't want to say. I mean, because there's no way, like, I would be okay saying it because it's not my video. I would be okay saying it, but there's no way it comes out of anyone's mouth and doesn't. I am telling you that my description of this video would sound no better. I would beg to differ. I would say it would sound worse than the description of Two Girls, One Cup. Two Girls, One Cup. If you don't know, two girls poop in a cup, one of them eats it. Or one of them poops in a cup and two of them eat it. I don't know. I haven't seen the video because guess what? You cannot unsee some things. This video that I laughed hysterically at tonight, I will not be able to unsee. However, I did save it in a form that I will be able to re-see at my leisure or leisure, depending on how you say it. I say leisure, so I'm not going to say leisure. I take it back. If you say leisure, you're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong. Never mind. Some of you will get that stab at humor. Okay, so I'm going to make a quick announcement. So I'm switching gears. I'm going from Father's Day and the thanks that, because I really kind of glossed over that. So note to self, go back to Father's Day. Sorry, I can't evidently speak and write at the same time unless I'm telling you. So I couldn't think of anything to talk about while I was writing that note. So I was unable to speak. But if I told you that I was unable to speak, I was able to form those phrases. I was able to coalesce those words together in a way that you would go, oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So anywho, anyhow, anyway, I have been holding off announcing a guest. And this came on fast. I mean, this is like, I've never had an STD, but it's like a variety of STDs. They come on fast. I guess that is probably needs both those. So, rest in peace. I don't know why I said rest in peace, because I don't think most of them kill you. I don't know. Never had one. Hold on. Damn it. Do I have yeah. Do I have this? I let that get creepy because I was talking about STDs. So it seems only right that it was STDs. So I didn't want to say anything out loud to the universe about a certain guest that I was having on, because from the time that I first made introduction to this guest, to the time that they were on the show, I think it was about 7 or 8 days. So friend of the show, Tim Lytle. Hey, Tim! I've never done that for Tim before, so I'm not sure why I did it that time. And that's for Tim. You're welcome. And so Tim and I did a review show about Shark Side of the Moon and Moonfall, Halle Berry's Moonfall. And the only reason I say Halle Berry's Moonfall is I think that this is one that needs to be attached to her. I mean, this was pretty shitty, in my personal opinion. And I think the box office, I don't know for sure. See, now I'm just pulling stuff out of my ass. Literally not pulling stuff out of my ass. I had to change it because when I put literally in there, I wanted to make sure I was still using the word literally correctly. So once I said literally, I wasn't pulling it out of my ass, so I had to say not pulling it out of my ass. Just so that you understood where I was going with that. Anyway. So Tim and I were doing this show. Either during the show, after the show, at some point in the show leading up to the show, Tim mentioned that he knew the star of the movie, not Halle Berry, the other star of my favorite movie. There is a tie for first. So here's the deal with my top 2 movies on Tubi. They would be Shark Side of the Moon, with an upcoming guest from that movie, and then it's Man Baby, Tim Lytle movie. So here's the deal with the movie. It's like Schrodinger's cat. Either one can be number 1, and the other one can be number 2. They're interchangeable, basically. So, and if you don't know Schrodinger's cat, then, then I know what part of the audience you are. Stoners. And that's okay. I'm right there with you. I need to change the tagline, although I want to feel like somewhere there's a container ship of T-shirts that say often stoned, always a genius. Because I really need to change it. I'm always stoned. I mean, not at work and not when I drive, but if I'm home and I'm not doing anything, I'm stoned. And not like stoned like Cheech and Chong stoned, although I will tell you my laughter tonight I went back to the video that I saw that I cannot describe. I went back to show our youngest child, Trinity. And so I had been laughing at this point for maybe, let's see, I think it's probably 30 seconds long. I probably watched it 20 times. You do the math. I can't do the math because I'm too stoned to do that particular. A lot of time. So probably like 5 minutes of laughing. So let's say 5 to 7, 5 to 8, 5 minutes to 8 minutes of laughing. And I wish I would have recorded it. You know what? It wasn't until like the last 30 seconds until I was almost done that I was like, oh, I should probably be recording this laughter. Because it was good laughter too. It wasn't like at the applause that there at the beginning, it sounds like, oh, maybe that's like a family, or maybe that's some young gentlemen that are attending some sort of highbrow function, if you will. They sound very, and then at the end, it's definitely, they're at a live stage show. It's probably the 70s or 80s in downtown Kansas City. It may or may not even be me and my group making those sounds, but I'm going to tell you, those were very familiar sounds earlier in my life. The weird clapping and, oh, yeah, I like that. Like, you may not be able to hear that, but I think if you put your ear up to, or an earbud in, and you listen closely, maybe backwards, I don't know, maybe backwards, listen to it, that's what it's going to say. Anyway, so I've known about this guest. I reached out to him. So Tim sent an introductory letter. And here's what I was saying about the Tubi movies. When Tim sent his introductory letter, his movie Man Baby, and this guest, I'm just going to say it. It's Maxi Whitrack. She's the star of the movie Shark Side of the Moon. Not going to let that get creepy. Maybe a little creepy. I mean, there's sharks involved. So anyway, that's who my guest was going to be. So it ended up that Tim knew Maxi. If I've told you that and you're now waiting to hear this show, trying to figure out how Tim and Maxi know each other, I forgot to ask that question. It seems like a question someone that's done over 200 episodes of podcasting, you would think that I would ask that question. However, I did not. I saved that for another time, I hope. So anyway, when Tim sent his introductory letter, he said, hey, you're the star of his second favorite Tubi movie. And as I read that, I'm like, what is he talking about? That's my first favorite Tubi movie. Because I forgot that his movie was on there. And I didn't forget it was on there. It's just that there's two vastly different movies. But here's the thing. If you took Man Baby and put him in the movie Shark Side of the Moon, like if there was a last second crew member change, no spoiler alerts to Shark Side of the Moon. Maybe I've done it. Oh, I guess I did a whole fucking episode about it. So yes, spoilers. So anyway, I will just say this, that if you put Man Baby on the crew, like last second replacement, and geez, I should know the other characters' names, but this character was in it so briefly. Let's say, see, and I'm afraid to use like a name like from another show. So let's just not use a name. Let's say First Class Corporal General Pickleston. If that's a real person, it shouldn't be. That's all I'm saying. So if anyone comes to me and says, I have a great uncle or aunt named whatever title I just said. I know it was Pickleston, but you got to forgive me. That was like a minute ago. And remember, I am a stoner. Oh, I didn't finish earlier. They should all say, I'm always a stoner. I think I finished. Okay. Anyway. So I totally forgot that Tim's movie was on there. So we did discuss that. Maxi and I did discuss that. They are very different, but if Man Baby was on the crew, or even if Man Baby, so I will say there is a child, an adult child, but a child nonetheless that is in this movie, that if that child was replaced with Man Baby, and I bet with CGI they could do this, if that child was replaced with Man Baby, no one would even go, that's weird. Huh, that seems really odd. There's a baby on the moon with the sharks. That's odd. No one gives it a second thought. And who knows? Maybe it would have brought in a different demographic to the movie Shark Side of the Moon. Because I will tell you, you got to have a cold heart towards sharks. Because, first of all, the Russians... Do I have a boo? No. Gosh, I forgot my own buttons. That's what she said. Actually, not that's what she said. This is what you should do. If you have a significant other, a spouse, or whatever, you have someone, instead of saying that's what she said, and you say no one says that anymore, Ro, yeah, they do, okay? I hear it quite often. I don't know if it's still a Midwest thing. Maybe we're getting into this stuff late. I'm not saying I say it. I'm actually saying I don't say it. I'm telling you something different to say. So instead of saying that, I say that's what Bobby said on our honeymoon. Now, for you, that won't work. Unless you are specifically had a honeymoon with someone named Bobby, then this won't work. You'll need to change it like James or Sandra or Betty Lou or Maybelline. You can tell that I work with a lot of old people because of the names that I just threw out there. Hold on. That's for the old people. They know. Like when they're investing in shoes and you're like, these shoes will last you a lifetime. Hold on. These shoes will last you a lifetime. See what I did there? I think that one was one of my best. I know that I had to go back and do it, and if I was any good at editing, I could edit that first part out and this part that I'm talking about, taking it out. I'm not going to do that. Why? Time and effort. I have no button for that. I was thinking that I did, but I don't. I don't even remember what buttons I have anymore.
Well, that's not very good, motherfucker. You need to know what buttons you have, because if you hit the wrong one, you'll sound like this.
Oh no, I don't want to sound like this. This sounds horrible.
No shit, motherfucker. If you're gonna sound like anything, sound like me. I'm a fucking Wolverine. I'll eat your eyeballs out.
Okay, that got a little weird, a lot of fast. Anyway, for those of you new to the show, that's my filler words. That's when I'm so stoned I forgot what I was talking about. And so I use those filler words, and boom, I'm right back to talking about Shark Side of the Moon. Hold on. Dang it, I just hit a button that literally, I still to this day don't know what that button does. It doesn't seem like it changes my voice. It's not muting me. It's not, there is nothing that all these other voices, I can hear. That, I hit that button. Hold on. I get it now. The button's the clitoris. Hey-oh, see, because I was getting no feedback from it. I would hit it, it would do nothing. See? No? Nothing? I tried. Okay, so anyway, the next episode, whatever, unless something drastically changes between now and, well, by the time I end this show, unless something drastically changes, which means, I got to do another show, Maxi's show will be next. And I'm telling you, I don't know why I got so excited about this. So here's the deal. When Tim told me that they knew Maxi, let's see, I'm going to try to be literal. I squealed like a dog that just had its paw stepped on. So, like, you're like, I was like shocked. Like, I couldn't believe my luck and fortune because I thought I had found Tim to be just this great person and everything. And then, like, compared to Maxi, I mean, come on, Tim. I'm just kidding. But I was so excited. I was like, what? One of my favorite new people in the world knows one of my favorite movie stars of all time, and favorite movies, comma, space, hyphen. I don't know. As a genius, I don't know everything. Grammar is one of those things I don't know. Like dissecting sentences and stuff, I never knew when that would be important. And then came along podcasting. And I think some of those things are important, so I don't know. Anyway, so one of my favorite movies, The Star, not movie. So they can all be entered. They can all, doesn't matter. It can. So anyway, back on track. So he knows Maxi. And so then I had to play it cool. I don't know why I had to play it cool. I don't know why he couldn't have just said, oh my gosh, can you give me a touch? Please, please. Actually, it would have sounded more like this.
Okay, Tim, let me talk to you real quick. Is there any way you could introduce me to Maxi? Because that would be really, really cool.
And the only reason I would have said it in that voice is because it seems like that voice is endearing to almost everyone, regardless of what type of creature you think it is. Whether you think it is a chipmunk, which most people do, a rabid Wolverine, like I personally do, or somewhere else on the spectrum of animaldry and animal husband, whatever, on the ooh of animals. Doesn't even have to be an animal. It can be whatever you want it to be. That sound, that seems to be endearing to a lot of people. So that's why I would have used that sound. Once again, this sound.
Tim, please, could you introduce me to Maxi? That would be really cool. Thanks, man.
See, once again, I use that voice. Tim doesn't say no to Roro. However, I had to play it cool. I don't know why, once again, I needed to play it cool. I just figured I didn't want it to seem like I was tossing Tim to the wayside as soon as I heard that he knew Maxi. So I wait approximately about a month, or what I like to say, the longest possible time I could make it without bursting and asking. So I finally reached out. I said, "Hey
Tim, hey bud. I know this is kind of weird because I'm expecting you to hear this voice, even though this is an email. But I was wondering, you'd mentioned once you knew the star of Shark Side of the Moon, I think, or something like that. And I was just wondering if you might be able to introduce me. You know, if you feel comfortable doing that."
And so I waited to do that. I did that, and almost immediately, Tim responded back and said yes. And I was excited because I was just getting ready to, Tim and I were getting ready to do our last show, which is already out. So I hope you all have listened to that show. Great show. Thank you, Tim. And so Tim said yes. So then Tim sent an introduction letter to Maxi and I. I cannot even believe how quickly she reached out to me. Or responded to me when I sent an email, because I replied, he sent the email, I replied thanking Tim, and then saying hi to, and giving my, gosh. I mean, here's the deal. It probably, I could look it up, and I say, you need to understand, I don't know a lot about grammar, but I know that there was an emphasis on this. Could look it up, not going to look it up, but could look it up. My email that said probably something like, Hey, Maxi, my name's Ro. I do this podcast called The Stone Genius. It's audio only. I usually do nice, but I can make it work for you. Thanks for entertaining the idea. Something like that. Probably not exactly that, but probably pretty close to that. And got back to me nearly immediately. I was in awe of how quickly, because Maxi has so many things going on. And I kid you not, and I was not kidding, and you'll hear on the interview with her, I had like 11 pages of notes right up until I slept an hour. So we did this on we did our recording at on a Thursday night for me at 6 p.m. I had been up since Wednesday morning at like 6 or 7 a.m. is when I finally got up. And I was up and I slept for about an hour when Bobby got up on Thursday morning. I stayed up all night Wednesday night into Thursday morning, writing more notes and things like that. Maxi has so many different things going on and has gone on. World-class equestrian, Johns Hopkins University alumnus, comedy, does comedy worldwide. Stand-up comedy, is in movies. We talk about a couple of them in this. Has done a great series. Because you haven't listened to our show yet, she does a YouTube series called Train Tracks. And it's where we talk about it on the episode. So I'm going to let it happen there. You're going to have to listen to that episode. So we do talk about Train Tracks. It is awesome. It is... it's great because you can actually feel some apprehension, at least I did while watching it, for the performers. So you'll have to listen to the Maxi Whitrack episode, and we will get that out. I'm sorry, I was about to burp as I'm saying her name, so I apologize. Anyway, Maxi gets back to me, says that they're going to be or we come up with a time and everything. And I wanted to talk about it. So I've recorded like 3 episodes. Actually, with Tim's episode, I had recorded, and I think I've mentioned it a couple times, that there may be a guest that I don't want to mention. I didn't want to say it out into the universe. So now it is recorded. It is backed up. It is backed up. And it's a back up. Yes, 3 backs ups. So I have multiple copies of this in multiple locations. Notwithstanding an alien invasion, a zombie apocalypse, something like that, I believe that it is now safe enough that I will not lose it. That if I lost it, I do know that much grammar. If I lose it, then I have other places I can find it. So it was a great interview. We touch on very little. We talk about a lot. It was fun. I hope that Maxi will be back. I don't know how they have time in their schedule, honestly. I mean, I think she may have a show after we recorded. I think that she had a show the next night. I mean, or within it, just on the go. And it's not just that. I mean, there's the acting career, there's modeling, she has a band, she's in a band. We didn't even touch on the band. I'm not even sure we mentioned the band. So here, spoiler alert, if we don't talk about it on the podcast, she's also in a band. And I needed to ask, so it's M-I-K and Maxi. Maxi's name is M-A-X-I. Last name's Whitrack, W-I-T-R-A-K. Look up, you can find her comedy. You can go to her website. You can go to YouTube. There's plenty of places to find it. But I was going to ask if that's Mick or Mike. I mean, I would say Mike, but what the fuck do I know? I mean, yes, I am a card-carrying... And she did question that. She goes, so did you just print this off at home? And I get it. She's a comedian also, and she's trying to get jabs in at the host. Good try, Maxi. It was actually just lost on me because I was like, no, seriously, I have one. I mean, I'll show. I'm a card carrying man. If you were in my studio i.e. living room. Dang, I don't know where that went. So I used to have that up. So it'd be like diplomas and my certificates of entrance into high IQ societies. That's what I had up. Now it's just diploma. And most outstanding student. Because you know what? You know what? That means I was outstanding, not valedictorian. That means I was outstanding. Now, I think usually they want to be outstanding outside the classroom, so I wasn't. Oh, I was going to try to make a joke. See, I can't do that. Fizzle farts. Anyway, I'm talking to Maxi also, and I tell a joke. So I remembered that we had talked about something earlier, and I had written a joke, and I'd said that jokes are very, very difficult to write. Like you can tell a funny story or an anecdote. That's something that's that's storytelling, what have you. But actually something that you have created, not on the spot, because I don't know, maybe on the spot. So anyway, however you wanted to, but create an actual joke. And I forgot to tell it at the time. And then when I did tell it, literally, I got this button. Hold on, shit, which one is it? Yeah, I did it. I did it correctly. I just clapped for myself there because I wasn't sure I was going to hit the right button. But I got a lot of crickets. Maybe not that many crickets because they're seem to go on quite a bit. Anyway, I got a lot of crickets. And then I think she laughed and she goes, well, I didn't know you had started the joke, which doesn't bode well for the joke. I mean, yeah. So I will say that here's the deal. I have said all along and on previous episodes and on the episode right now and on the episode with Maxi that I am not a good joke writer. I am not a good comedian. Improv I may be better at because that's acting on situations. I'm very good. Quickly reacting to situations, whatever that situation may happen to be. That being said, I have told everyone that I'm not a good joke writer. So when she does not laugh at this joke, and it is a spoiler alert, she does not laugh. I mean, this is where it would have been good to have a laughing soundtrack. If I have the laughing soundtrack, then it would have cued her and she would have been, oh, yes, Ro. Actually, hold on.
Yes, Ro, I find that hilarious. I am actually laughing out loud.
I just wanted her. I didn't want to leave Maxi out of the menagerie of animals. Whatever animal you pick out of the menagerie, I think that's the right term. Pretty sure that's the right term. We're going to go with that's the right term. Whatever animal she picks out of the menagerie to match with that voice, I wanted her to feel empowered that she could have said that. But yeah, I feel like it wasn't a great joke because I kind of was like, I wrote a joke for that. And I think she was like, oh, really? And then I just launched into it. And the joke, it wasn't really a joke. It was a funny story. Well, here's what I say. When someone comes up to you and they say, got a funny story, say stop. If someone comes up to you and says, have a stupid question for you, stop. If someone comes up to you and says, whatever, always stop them and say that is not for you to judge. That is for me, the audience, to judge. You don't tell me it's a stupid question. I tell you it's a stupid question. That being said, I will say that I believe that everyone's expectations should have been set, and all of them, all of you, if you did have expectations, I'm not sure all of you did. Some of you don't give a shit. Hold on. I know you give a shit or you wouldn't listen to the program. And I do have something for that. We have a strong audience. We have a consistent audience. And I thank you very much. Stop. I meant to stop that. I mean, do I think you, my audience, need it to get creepy sometimes? Yes. Yes, I 100% do. So next time when I'm talking about you, my audience, and we're a family. Let's just, when we're, my audience. Well, if I want to be a cult leader, yes. My audience. Hold on. Do I have something for that?
No, whoa. Hey, everybody get the newspaper. It's 1938.
I don't know why that particular echoing thing always makes me feel like a newsboy. And I don't know why I feel like 1938 seems to be the appropriate time for a newsboy to have lived. And for whatever reason, I still see him wearing knickers and like one of those like caps, whatever cap you think. I'm not going to tell you what cap to put your newsboy in. If you want your newsboy to be in a chef's cap, then by all means, you put your fucking newsboy in a chef's cap. I'm just saying knickers. That is non-negotiable. This kid, if they're selling newspapers in or about 1938, circa 1938, then they're going to be wearing knickers.
Hey, Mom, have you seen my knickers? I gotta go out and sell some papers.
And okay, I know that sound like a very aged newspaper boy, maybe like late 20s, early 30s newspaper boy. But I'm telling you, it's 1938. It was just after the stock market crash. So don't be hounding anyone about their life choices or decisions for employment, okay? Where were we? I don't even know why I went to that voice. We're talking about something. Oh, right. So here's the deal also. Maxi is a professional stand-up comedian, a world-renowned professional stand-up comedian. And I try to tell her a joke. So here's the deal. If I went up to Pete Rose, the Pete Rose that's been suspended from baseball for life. But if I went up to Pete Rose, who had hit the most home runs not home runs, had the most hits of all time, and I went and showed him what I could do in a batting cage, he would no matter how well I did in the batting cage, it's Pete fucking Rose. He's probably not going to give a shit. Although, no, I was going to make a joke, but I'm not. And you know why I'm not going to make a joke? Because Maxi proved to me that I'm not funny. Actually, that was a joke anyway. I don't really care. Like, I know when I can be funny, and I know when I cannot be funny. And maybe maybe it truly is up to the audience. You decide. And how come no one ever comes up to anyone? It's always, I'm going off topic. I get it. I'm a stoner. Get over it. You've listened to the show before. I mean, God help you. If this is the first episode you've ever listened to, gosh, welcome. I mean, hold on. And for you, I'm going to let it get creepy because, oh gosh, I would hate to think that this would be the first whatever. It doesn't, but I actually don't care. I mean, I'm thinking like right now, like I'm trying to put myself like if someone was sitting on the couch and hearing what I'm talking about for the first time, they'd probably be like, okay, it'd be like this. Oh, am I using that one? I'm using that more often. In fact, I would wager to say that I have used this more in this particular episode than any time in its totality of me having that button. Which, hold on. Yeah, I know. That's what I do. I focus on what button and I just go after it. Anyway, I am obviously not funny. Like, not funny to a professional comedian. So here's what I've decided. I will no longer try to say anything funny in or around Maxi. Not in. With or around Maxi. In or around Maxi. Yeah, that. Hold on.
Because I'm a genius.
I just had to add that part too. I will not be funny with or around Maxi ever again. That is a pledge that I will fail horribly at keeping because, I mean, honestly, I'm so funny sometimes, not all the times, not most of the time. Sometimes I am sometimes funny. So I can't just shut that off. That would be like having like me being able to turn off me being awesome, not a switch. Although I do tell Bobby it's a switch and I go, it's down there. And yep, that's on, off, on, off. Just no, keep flicking the switch. Keep flicking the switch. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, here's the moral of this episode. Thank you, dads, for all you did. I felt like I was going to talk about dads a whole bunch on this show, and then I didn't. So, dads, thank you for impregnating our moms. We appreciate that. Kids, you're welcome for impregnating your mom. Hold on. I don't think I have a sound for that. Yeah, I do. You're welcome. So I thought I would spend a whole bunch more time about that. And so now I spent some time at the beginning and that little lot there. I'm going to say that's it. So dads, thank you. And we'll talk to you next year. Or at your birthday. If your fathers are still alive, hug them, kiss them, tell them thanks. If you're still in contact with them, if you don't have a great relationship with your father, that sucks. I'm 55. I can be, nope. Not even going to say it. Not going to make that offer. Nope. I am not that high. And I'm glad. Because I would have edited the fucking shit out of this show. I would have found... Actually, it would have gone... I would have just tossed an hour away and thrown it into the unreleased pile. Hold, please. No, I'm not smoking. I'm drinking. Mountain Dew. Eesh. Oh, Trinity doesn't listen to this show because that sound I made after drinking, she would reach through this microphone if she couldn't punch me in the fucking face. And she would tell me that too. She's like, I'm about to punch you in the fucking face. So I will tell them this is not a show for them. Just because of that one thing. And I could have edited that out too. That sound, I could have paused, honestly. I could have hit. But here's the deal. Where I sit to my soundboard, the record button, which is also the pause button, is like 4 inches away from my fingertip. And this is why I touch the buttons. Like the bottom buttons. And this, I know if you just tuned in, because this is radio, that I know how this is going to sound. The bottom, the 4 buttons on the bottom, bottom buttons. Let's call them the 4 bottom buttons. Those 4 bottom buttons, I have no problem. I can reach them. Sometimes I confuse them, but I am in close contact with them. Now, the 4 top buttons, those top buttons. So not the bottom buttons, but the other things, not the bottom buttons. The top buttons, they are more difficult. And then further than that is the record pause button. So yes, I could have done many things differently that would have taken a shitload less time to actually just do. Like I could have reached forward, paused, taken my drink, put it down, sing Fa La 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 La. I don't know if I don't think that's the song. I think that's part of a song from Sound of Music. I'm pretty sure that's not what it's called. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, I could have paused, drank, sing a song from the Sound of Music. You choose whatever you deem a worthy song from the Sound of Music. And then unpaused and continued going. And you know what? Whatever amount of time that was, including the singing of Sound of Music songs, which, here's the odd thing, I don't know the titles, but I'll sing them if they're on. Oh, my mom used to play that for me every night. I don't know why I like that. I think it was about when the movie came out. They bought the soundtrack. Early 70s, I'm guessing, like 71. So I would have been 4. Turning 4, 3, 4. So I would have been 3 to 4 in the 1971 year, which I want to say I think that's right, but I also want to say I know that's right, but I'm not sure. Oh, I got a phone. I should look this up. Let's see if earlier I could not do this. Earlier I could not talk about something differently and look something up. And I don't know whether I'll be able to do it this time or not. Fuck, I was off. It was 1965. And I wasn't even born yet. Hold on. Listen to this.
I can't probably even sing any bars from it. Shit.
Oh, I was going to use that voice. It was going to be amazing. In fact, it was going to be so amazing. When I'm done recording, I'm going to not record it. I'm going to sing it to myself in that voice. No one turned me in to like the music cops or whatever they're called. And I'm going to do that because I think that'd be fun. Okay. Anywho, anyhow, anyway, here's the deal. So we talked fathers, then we talked a lot about the next show's guest, Maxi Whitrack. I am so excited. And here's the other thing. I've gotten really inside my head about her last name, and I don't know why. Because I feel like the announcer for the Oakland A's, when they were visiting the Kansas City Royals, and they went and visited a baseball museum here in Kansas City. And it is the Negro Leagues Baseball Hall of Fame. He did not get that word out correctly. Now, here's my deal. If you're an announcer and you are in, I don't know his age bracket, we will say 40 to 75, and I think he's somewhere well in between there. 40 to 75 white guy. That has got to be a very difficult word to even want to attempt, because you got to be in your head, don't let that slip out. And even if you're like, well, why would it slip out? You've never said that in your life. I think for a white guy on the air, that had to be something. And I don't know. I've seen it. It's out there. You can probably still see it, the video. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I forgot something about talking about something or other. I don't know. I could go back and edit, listen, but I'm not going to. Because here's the deal. If you've made it to 48 minutes of this show, which is where we're at right now, 47 minutes and some change, so almost 48 minutes, you're not going to turn it off because I just forgot what I was talking about. I mean, here's the deal. There's a 7% chance that I'm going to remember what it was. I will not, but I'm going to give you at least a glimmer of hope. 7%. It's not like a 1%. It's not like it's definitely not going to happen. I'm saying there's a 7% chance. So I'm just saying if it does happen, you should be wildly impressed with my recall abilities. Because right now, I'm just stalling still. Nothing coming to me. Anyway, so we talked dads. We talked Maxi. We were talking about getting in. I don't know why Whitrack. There's nothing wrong with that, but I don't know why and how I could mispronounce that. But for some reason, her last name has really gotten in my head. So you can go to MaxiWhitrack.com if you want to learn about Maxi before the episode. You can follow Maxi on Instagram. It's at MadMaxi, and that's MADD, David, MADDMAXI. So you can also start following on Instagram. Also, I highly suggest, if you've listened to now 50 minutes of this program, nearly 50 minutes, then here's the deal. Take this recommendation. Go and listen or go and find on YouTube train tracks, and you need to put in Maxi Whitrack as well, her name, because there's a whole bunch of other stuff with train tracks. Like everything that's a train track is showing up. So some guy that's like walking down a train track, kicking a can in rural Mississippi, that's probably under train tracks. I mean, if it's on a train track, I mean, that would be if he's not on a train track, it wouldn't be there, but you understand what I'm saying. So anyway, Maxi Whitrack, train tracks, or train tracks Maxi Whitrack, See, I'm saying witch track a lot now, so just boom, rolling it off the mouth, tongue. See, now I can't even talk. Yeah. So thank you, parents, or dads, not parents, dads. Happy Father's Day. Or not. Hey, however you feel about your father. And then I will not be your father. I will not stand as a surrogate for your father. That was never even a thought that was entertained. So actually, I take that back. Hold on. I thought I would use it again. I mean, if I'm going to use it this many times, I might as well use it how many more? At least one more. See what I did there? I did it, and then I added at least one more after I'd already done it. Actually, I'd added. That was the +1. Boom. Hold on. Anyway. I was afraid. I just looked down at the record button. I was like, oh my gosh, I've paused a couple times during this. I hope I've been recording the last 20 minutes. But you know how I know that? The little numbers are moving. Oh, shoot. I don't know what button I just pushed, but everything went dark. Actually, I know exactly what button that would be. And the reason I'd be going dark is because I'd be getting my ass knocked out. Because Bobby would punch me. See? I don't feel like, see, that's another thing. I feel like if I'm funny, I shouldn't have to do a follow-up. Like, and that quickly. Like, I should be able to say something and maybe you absorb it and you find humor in it or something like that. I don't feel like I should say it and then immediately, like, have to follow up for clarification's sake, for your sake. So once again, let's get through this. Thanks, dads, or not thanks, dads. However you feel about your dad, I hope that you did or did not feel that way on Father's Day. Maxi is going to be my surprise guest. If you have not seen Shark Side of the Moon, I cannot recommend highly enough. Whatever. 2 thumbs up. That's all the thumbs I got. Dakota gives it... she was actually quiet during the movie, so I think she liked it. I think that, because I think she can watch TV, and I think that the hybrid sharks, I don't think I've given too much away. I mean, here's the deal. If there's sharks on the moon, you pretty much have to expect they're going to be hybrid. I mean, these aren't going to be like natural, like great white sharks. And once again, they do introduce you to the shark characters very, very early in the movie. I mean, I would almost say... First couple of minutes. You're not doing too much before you're introduced to the sharks. In classic form, I will say. So let's see. What are we talking about? So we talked about how dads thank or don't thank you. Maxi is my surprise guest. Man Baby, if he would have been on the, I don't know if it's space shuttle, whatever they took to the moon. Whatever, I forget. I want to say space shuttle, but I don't. I don't remember how they landed. Fuck. I mean, yes, I'm a stoner. And yes, I do claim that to be my favorite movie. But that's not the details I was looking at. I was looking at the sword play. I mean, there was... I mean, all these, like, maneuvers. They were like... It was almost like they were moon ninjas. The crew. Because it doesn't... Here's the deal. Now, I do mention this, and I've mentioned this before. If you've listened to my review with Tim about Shark Side of the Moon, you do need to suspend disbelief, but you can only go so far. And here's the deal. I find it hard to believe that they were so well trained in weapons, especially like non-firing weapons, because I don't think there were lasers. And you can't shoot a bullet, it'd fly away. I also don't understand how if you throw a spear, spoiler alert, how you throw a spear, it doesn't float away. And if it was weighted, wouldn't it just go straight down? I don't think there's anything where you would have perfect weight because the distance, there's a lot that would go into that. Mathematics, will you? Physics, if you will. I hope I'm right on both accounts. I'm pretty sure I am because I am a genius, but same way, I'm not 100% sure I am because I couldn't tell you why I would know that information. But it just seems like the further it travels would play a difference in the weight because weight could be heavier if it had a shorter distance, or would it be lighter because it had a shorter distance? So I guess there would have to be a lot of things. Let's put it this way. I do think there were some spears that were used. I do believe that on at least one, if not more than one occasion, spears were thrown. Do not hold me to that. I know I've watched the movie multiple times and I feel like you should feel like I should know that, but I don't. But I didn't really see those calculations. They weren't, like in a sniper rifle, they're like click, 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 and clack, 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 and turning these little click clackers. And then they do things like up on the top on the scope, and then it dials them in and then they shoot them. But they're like, 3 miles, 3 knots, 3 knots, and it's vernal equinox. I don't even know those two words go together. I think I may have used the guy's first name, Vernal, and equinox, which I believe is a car. So I may have just called him man car, which I guess there's worse things to be called than a man car, the vernal equinox. And that would be cool. Like if that was one of the options for the equinox. Oh, you came in looking at the equinox. Have you heard about the vernal equinox? Oh, you haven't? Let me tell you what these bells and whistles are. See, I could sell anything. I'm so good, I could sell a car that doesn't even exist. The vernal equinox. This show's brought to... Hold on.
This show's brought to you by the Vernal Equinox from Oldsmobile.
And there's a certain amount of my audience that is like, who and what is Oldsmobile? And you're showing your age. And there's a lot of people that are probably like going, man, I had an Oldsmobile once. So this is how bad, sidebar, this is how bad it was trying to get, and I don't know, maybe they pay to get a pace car. So I rode in the pace car at the very first Kansas Speedway Indy Lights race at Kansas Speedway. This would have been 2000. This would have been like August of 2000. And it was hot as shit. And I somehow got the chance to ride in the pace car. And it was an Oldsmobile Alero. And if you're like, I have not heard of such a car. Exactly. So, so I now I do wonder. Like, I wonder if Oldsmobile, that's what they used to be called, if you were in the know. I wonder if Oldsmobile paid to have, because I'm hard pressed to believe that that was the number one choice. Unless their choice was you have to choose an Oldsmobile that starts with the letter A, then I could see that one being chosen. Because I don't know if anything else falls into that category. I don't remember any other. Ooh. The A88. See, now I'm going to have to look that up. I'm going to write that down. My parents, when I was a wee little child, I mean, this is late 60s, around 1970 that I'm trying to remember, they had an Oldsmobile, and it was an 88, and it may have been an F88. That sounds more right. I'm trying to picture, because I remember, I think it was a lowercase f and an 88. And I got to look that up. Fudge stinky winkies. F88 look up. And then now I got a point and arrow to look up because I didn't have that right. Anyway, I got to ride in the pace car as an Oldsmobile. Side note, disengage. I should have a note for that, or a sound for that. Meh. Nope, that's not the sound either. So I tried a couple and neither one was it. So once again, fathers, Maxi, Tim, I feel like there's something else. Something? Weed, good. Chocolatina is what I'm smoking, the strain Chocolatina. As I've said before, in my younger days, I always preferred a chocolatina. Actually, no, that was a. I don't know what that was. Let's see. So I got some stuff to look up, blah, 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 this, that, the other, Maxi. Oh, yeah. So here's the deal. If you are not, here's the theme of the show. Here's the lesson. I've never done a lesson, to my knowledge, in my shows before. So let me do this for me. Give me a second. Another second. That's weird. And so here's the deal. If there is a lesson to be taken from this show, that lesson would be, and I had it on the tip of my tongue, and now I can't remember. Should be something. Dang that, it's the applause that got in the way. Oh yeah, here is the lesson. Chocolatina is a wonderful strain. It will get you through, what? Nope, that's not it. It is a great strain. Oh shit, I didn't even talk about other stuff going on. Hold on. I know I was talking about something else and I got sidetracked and disbarred and whatever. The theme. So the theme from today's show. The theme should be, I don't know. I had on the tip of my tongue, like I said. We're lucky to be alive. Is that a theme? Be happy with what you got. Make new friends. I don't know. I did have a theme, but I don't remember what it was now. Okay. On that note, we're going to sign off. Listen to the next episode. It is amazing. Maxi's amazing. And here's the deal, too. And I've said this before. Right now, I feel like discombobulated, and it sounds like I'm a stoner. But here's the deal. I think it's because I haven't smoked in like an hour. And if you're like, pause and smoke and let's keep going, this isn't sex, Bobby, okay? See what I did there? I made a sex joke, like Bobby was trying to get me to have more sex. Because that's what she wants. Oh my gosh. I didn't even talk about my new sex injury. I got a new one. So, torn ligament in my thumb. So now at the base of that, like at the wrist of the base of the same thumb that I tore the ligament in, I think I've now popped a tendon. So I will be finding this out. Hopefully it doesn't require surgery. I am still able to flip people off in traffic, so that is always good. Oh, my theme. Got the theme. Look at this. See, recall. Hold on.
You have very good recall. Beep, bop, 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 beep. Beep, boop, boop, beep, beep.
See, those two should be connected. Like, I don't like either one of those. They're supposed to be robots, and I don't like either one. They're horrible, actually. So the theme to tonight. So what you need to take away, not tonight, whenever you're listening to this, what you need to take away from this episode. Damn it, I forgot again. I didn't. So what you need to take away is if you're not a professional in a field, do not do that to like if you're not a professional plumber, don't tell a professional plumber like plumbing stuff. So I tried to tell a joke to a professional comedian and dang it. See, you can tell where those buttons, wrong page, right? Never mind. But they were in reachability, so you know where they were on the bottom for. Anyway. So don't get out of your lane. That's it. That's the moral. That's what I've spent an hour. I could have started with that. I could have led with, I could have dumped the whole father stuff. I could have led with the moral, jumped straight into Maxi and wrapped this whole thing up in 20 minutes. But here you are an hour and 4 minutes later, still listening. And you know what? Oh, you're welcome. Okay, so you guys know me. My name's Ro. I am known as the Stone Genius. Thank you for listening to my podcast. Next one's going to be amazing. We got some amazing guests coming up. Thanks for listening to the show.